Hello. It looks like we are live there. Okay. So, hopefully we are. And I've already done the smudging. Got my lightsaber. I have my female, my male, and my unicorn here to protect their readings. And these are, of course, if you haven't seen them before, the animal medicine cards. And they are very different from taro. They're used a lot like taro, but very different. Not really exactly the same. They still have messages, but for those of you who don't know, and this is the Jamie Sam's deck, and I just vibe with it better than taro. I mean, I know taro and I understand taro, but I just don't. I can't do the kind of reading that I can do with these cards. By the way, Cowboy is making his cameo. Cowboy, say hi. Say hi, yes. You gonna stick around for the readings? Of course you are. You're a cat. They always do. You know, that's a funny thing. Every cat I ever had wants to be around for every bit of woo. They just that's the way they are. If I'm reading cards or doing whatever I'm doing, the cats always want to be like right there. So, hey, hi, Richard. So, yeah, there he is. I guess he's going to be here the whole time, too. Maybe. We'll see. He's a cat. Who knows? He's a kitty. We don't know. You can watch him in the background there, though. My little boy. My sweet little boy. So, basically, this is selenite. And for those of you who know about selenite, I'm figuring there are going to be people maybe watching this after the show. I know those of you who show up to initially are probably going to know what this is about, but those of you who um, don't all the time, selenite is a mineral, a gemstone. What do you? I would call it more of a mineral. It contains gypsum. It's grows in either plates or these fibers that really look a lot like fiber optics. When you look at it up close, you almost think you're looking at fiber optics, but they throw a lot of light. And that's basically the reason that I use them is they throw a lot of light. And they're kind of, these happen to be what they call satin spar. Okay. That type. It's all gypsum. It's all the same material. It's just some selenite looks like it's plates and some looks like it's fibers like this, and the fibers look kind of. Hope I'm not. I am hypnotizing you. No, this is really an interesting piece here because of. Uh, so this is the oval piece, which I consider the female piece, the male piece, and the unicorn horn. Unicorn horn is, of course, carved in a twirl like that. And it's sold as a wand, like this is for massage. I don't know though. I'd be careful with it because it is gypsum, but anyway, the whole idea is it throws a lot of light. Now, these cards Jamie Sams is the author of these. She's from the Wolf Clan Healing Lodge, is where her information comes from. Okay, so that's what it's based on. However, hey, Crystal, how you doing, dear? Oh, yes, I love selenite. Yes, mine is too. Selenite is a very good crystal for gridding your house with, for gridding your apartment, your house, whatever. It's very good for gridding systems. It's not too expensive. It throws a lot of light, and I find tremendous differences between gridded and ungridded with selenite. So I could recommend selenite as a gridding crystal to anybody if you want to keep dark things out of your space. Selenite is definitely the way to go from my experience. Um, most things just don't want to deal with it, and that's good enough for me. The other thing is, I have started making silver spray, and silver spray has silver hydrosol in it, and it comes in a bottle about this big, and by golly, I should have had one here. Maybe I'll go get one um, to show you, but I don't know. I might be selling these because it's so handy. All you do is spray. A lot of things don't like silver. I mean, and um, that includes microorganisms. You know, it, it's a way to kill the bad ones without killing off all your good ones, basically. But the silver spray comes in really handy if you want to make sure that things are not crawling. Um, I don't use, because I have allergies to a lot of these chemicals. I have strong reaction. I don't even know if you could call that an allergy. That's just being, I would think, normal, because these things, a lot of these cleaning agents are actually toxic, you know. That's why they kill germs. I'm not sure that was really be considered an allergy because, you know, but they affect me too. I'm sensitive to them. So I use things mostly vinegar, steam, baking soda, salt, um, silver, stuff like that, and other oils and stuff that get rid of things. So that's the way I just have to do it for me. But I would recommend that. It works pretty well. Works better than the companies would want you to think it does, because honestly, I have had, I think I'm probably better off that way, because, you know, you start using the chemicals, you're going to, pretty soon your whole place is going to be saturated with toxic chemicals. So, you know, and look at Cowboy. Cowboy can tell you right now that ain't good, is it, Cowboy? No. See? Look, the ear goes back. Of course not. um, anyway, uh, so through my years, I was saying these cards spoke to me, and you should only ever, and I've said this before on other streams, you should only ever really get a deck if it speaks to you. Now you can buy other decks that don't really speak to you, and they will be pretty and they will be interesting. But if they don't speak to you, you will never be able to do the same kind of reading with them, no matter how you study, as you can do with a deck that speaks to you right off the bat. You can find a deck that the imagery speaks to you right off the bat. You are far better off. Okay, when you really want to do readings, when you really want to get serious about it. I had several pretty decks before I had this. These two, and I did okay. But when I got these two, then it got really hot. Just the readings got very hot, very accurate, and very to the point. So this really makes a difference. The other thing too, my little pendulums, I have two of them in here. One is just, I believe this is just Dalmatian. This might be Dalmatian stone. They try to call it something else, but I know it's not that. And this one is actually opalite, which is not a natural stone, but it doesn't really matter. It works well anyway. It's a man-made stone version of opal, but I was just looking for a cute, cheap pendant, and this was it. This one, they wanted it to call it rainbow blah blah something, but really, I think it's just Dalmatian stone. But it has black tourmaline in it, and that was part of the point. It has white and it has black. The white is throwing off a lot of light. The black is soaking up, or no, actually tourmaline, yeah, grounding. So there you go. My two pendulums. We have everything ready to go here. And we have the kitty is ready. Are you ready, Mr. Cat? Okay. Yep, he's ready. You're going to oversee and make sure everything goes right? Okay. Hi, Pam. How you doing? And I have to apologize for not being on more. I'm still having my sleepy spells, and I hate to be flaky. When I say I'm going to do something, I want to do it. When I say I'm going to come on, I want to come on when I say I'm coming on. But anymore, I don't know. It's like as the sun sets, I want to sleep. And it's just almost uncontrollable. It's almost too much. If I try to resist it, I just yawn and can't stay awake. And I sleep a couple hours, I get up and I feel great. But, I've missed a major part of the day when I wanted to do streaming. So I don't know what's going on with that, but it seems to be happening all the time now. It's almost every day now when the sun goes down, I need to sleep a little bit, and then I wake up later on and feel fine, feel great for a while, until tomorrow at some point, I finally crash again. But so I don't know, my sleeping patterns are just really weird lately, and Gemini seems to think it has something to do with the energies that are coming in right now. The sun is doing all kinds of crazy cha-cha things, right? So I have news too. I wanted to say I do have some news that I heard. I haven't been able to thoroughly check this yet, but it's good news. It's very good news, and I'm going to test it a little more. I'll bring it up here. I'll test it a little bit more, and then we'll do a show about this. And but it goes pretty much in with what I was saying about how things are going to go next year. Things are going to change remarkably next year. Next year is going to be a serious break point. Hey, Barry, how you doing? So I'm kind of talking until people get in and I can start to do the readings. Next year, we're going to see changes that will make your head spin, I think. Okay, we're even, okay, and we're not going to be waiting 3 years for things to change. I mean, there's been so much damage done in 1 year. Just in 1 year. It's only been 1 year since this change of administration. And look at what it has wrought. And another 3 years, we're not going to be able to go through that. And I don't think we will. be going through it. I think things will change, and I'm not the only one who sees this. Okay, so I usually tend to mention it, but not really, go any further. It's like I don't want to lead people down the wrong path, but this is not just me. We can't sustain this anymore, and it's going to change. So that's what I'm going to say about next year. Oh boy, it's going to be rock and roll time, folks. So you better just be ready. It's going to be something else. Oh, Barry says he has heard that there's going to be war with Russia over the Ukraine. I don't know that that's actually going to happen, but we can ask about it. The other thing is, I may have some version that this is, as Jim and I were talking, the subject of COVID came up and how we've got this variant and that variant and some other variant. And I've been coughing for a while. And like I said, needing to sleep and having all kinds of, we're not sure if it's the spike proteins or if it's something else, or if it's actually, and I already said the C word, but I don't want to say it too many times. Everybody apparently, and I'll do it with you guys. We'll use my little pendulum here, but okay. I'll start with the pendulum. Okay, calling on my spirit guidance and my protectors and the angels and of course the God, which we are all part of. And are we ready to work? Yes. And show me no. Show me what no looks like. Show me no. Okay, there's no. And show me yes again. Show me yes. Okay. I have my arm locked to my side now. I am not moving this. I am not moving my hand at all. I'll even show you I'm not. Okay. So is this statement that I'm about to say true? What I'm calling C19, everybody on the face of the earth now has some version of it, or has had come in, has been infected at some point. And yes, once again, it's saying yes. We have, reached total. And yet the corpse counts aren't rising steeply. They're going in the other direction. So yes, it's totally covered the face of the earth. Now, stop. Is this thing a virus? Once again, it says no, it is not. Just as I have said, okay? So, it is not. More like a parasite. And artificially created. Okay, yes. Now here's where it got interesting. Now it's circling because it's waiting. Has every plague we've ever had been artificial? Artificially created? Yes. Including the Black Plague? Yes. Very, very, look at how that sucker is swinging. Now, what does that tell you? If we are to believe that, so So they've all been created. We didn't have them ever occur naturally. Okay, thank you. That's a heck of a revelation. Yeah. Okay, so basically it's everywhere. It's reached everything, and I did check. Yes, they have found signs of it in deer, and it will be in other animals too. And actually, our pets also can be affected. I checked on that. I can't hold my arm up forever, so I'll even show you. Okay, our pets can be affected by it now because yeah, it's crossed over into. Okay, so our pets are affected, so we need to also treat them when we treat ourselves. Yes. Okay. So we need to treat them. We need to keep spraying our silver spray. I'm going to be, I think I might, if anybody wants this, I might be offering bottles of silver spray that you can, silver hydrosol that you can spray. I found a source of silver hydrosol that's a lot better buy than most of them I've seen, which have been kind of expensive for a small little bottle like that, like a 1 ounce. Um, of colloidal silver, I have found uh, a much better deal. So I don't know. I might be offering that if anybody's interested in that. Um, separated into little spray bottles so that you can, and the way that you would use this is that I use it when I'm feeling, like I'm choking and I'm coughing and I'm, or feel creepy crawly and stuff is it's in a spray bottle and I just spray it on me. And I spray it on the cat, I spray it on the bed, I spray it wherever, you shake it up and spray it. And it's not aerosol, really. It doesn't have any aerosol propellant in it. It's just a little spray bottle, or those little things you push about this big. And it helps a lot. And then when it spray it on your face and breathe it in so that it can get up into your nasal passages and down into your lungs. This is how to get it down into your lungs so that you can start fighting it where it's going to attack first. Okay. And as you probably know if you follow this show at all, it's antibiotic, antibacterial, antivirus, um, et cetera, et cetera. Lots of healing properties with silver. So, anyway, yeah. Yeah, the snoof, I guess, is C19. Yeah. So people are mentioning the word, and it seems like they're not getting deleted as much as they were. I suppose if you're careful and don't overdo it, you might be able to slip under the radar a little bit. But yeah, the algorithms were brutal for a while there. So anyway, I think we have enough people here, although I don't see Gemini, who wanted to come in. She might have fallen asleep though, because I talked to her way back at 4 o'clock and she wanted to come in. And if somebody would please put a little notice in MeWe in case anybody does. This is another thing I want to talk to you guys about, and I want to ask your opinion. I feel like I need to, I'm getting pushed to go back onto Facebook. And it's actually the last thing I want to do. But I'm kind of getting told I need to go back onto Facebook because that's where the action is. There isn't really enough action on MeWe. because I need to get back into selling stuff, and I need to get back into doing things, offering readings and other services and things. I need to get back into it, and I have to do it via Facebook or somewhere bigger than MeWe is right now. MeWe never quite took off quite like Facebook did so far, although it's a nice place to go, and I have seen a lot of cool things there. It's just not as big of a deal. Um, oh yeah, Barry, I heard that Taiwan might get invaded by China. Yeah, China is putting on a lot of. Well, thank you, Pam. That's very sweet of you. You are. I can always count on Pam. My gosh, I can really always count on Pam. Okay. And to Jim, who will probably see this later because she's not coming on now. I'm sorry, Jim. I had one of those uncontrollable sleepy spells that I've been having, and they drive me right up a wall sometimes. I wanted to be on at 6, uh, but it just wasn't to be. So sometimes these things happen for a reason. I don't know. I don't always know. I don't always get told. Sometimes I only find out later, like way later, why that happened. And I've been thinking about that a lot. I've been thinking about my past. It's like, why did this have to happen? Why did that have to happen? Well, I find out later. There was actually a reason, and things would have went differently, but they would have went the way that they were not supposed to go. But I don't understand it. I'm doing my best. But like I said, I just don't like being flaky. So I'm trying not to make promises I can't keep, that I'm not sure I can keep. Uh, yes, Australian Aborigines are being called by the Australian government and force schmaxed. Everybody's sold land to the Chinese. Everybody has. Yeah, people are trying to worry you about this and that, and it's like, take a look at what China's doing. Okay, they want to take over the world. I think China has got its eye on how do I take over the Western world, and if the crazy policies we have right now continue, it's not going to be that hard for them. I mean, they bought land everywhere. People, wake up. I'm sorry, if you are Chinese, I have nothing against you personally, but even most of you are not happy with your government. We're not happy with our government either. Let us all join hands. But your government, gosh, you guys got us beat in as far as bad government, okay? Although we're running up there really close right now. We're getting there. And sorry, but I really think they are dangerous loose cannon, and something's going to have to happen to stop that roll, slow that roll, right? And I think it will. And next year is when things are going to start to rock and roll along those lines. You're going to see it. Okay. Yeah, extermination of the indigenous population is a sure sign of bad things to come. And like I said that in a couple of streams. Aussies gave up their guns, so now they're going to have to fight with blow darts and what do you got? Knives, blow darts. What do you got? Bows and arrows. I don't know, man. I feel sorry for. They're doing the same with. I mean, they did this with the American Indians too. We're not going to go into that in this particular show. They did something similar, a genocide. Oh, that card really wouldn't. Isn't that interesting? Let me get my little picker-upper here. You can see how messy my place is. I'm a crafty person, so I got craft stuff all over the place. And the way the camera and everything is, I can't bend to pick that up. Thanks, guys. I can't pick this sucker up. It's cradleboard. And that is a card denoting something like a birth, a baby, a responsibility. A responsibility. I got to get this up off the floor somehow without just screwing everything up here. So I'm going to leave this camera like right here. Here, entertain them for me, will you, cowboy? Be cute for a minute here. Mommy needs to get something. Oh, you're going to get off? Yeah, because I need to move the chair. Okay, baby. Okay, you can come back up on the chair if you want, pretty cake. Yes. No, Mommy wasn't trying to get rid of you. No, she wasn't. There he is. Look at that sweet little boy there. What a sweet little boy he is. No, Mommy didn't want to get rid of you, sweetie. Little sweetheart. Okay, so, hey, how you doing, Ken? Mainly, they're rounding up indigenous in the territory. Northern Territory. That's a good way of putting it. Big corpses. Want the land they are custodians of. Ah, jeez. Yeah, I need to pick up. I need to train cowboy to pick up things. Yeah, that's right. If he had hands, he might, because he chases things out of places and shows me. It's like, look what I found, Mom. Have you been looking for this? Yes. Thank you, cowboy. Uh, well, guess what? In Africa, nobody wants it, Ken. Nobody wants the potion. Nobody wants the experimental pharma. Nobody. Nobody wants it, and they've told South Africa has told Big Pharma to keep rolling. Not interested, because nobody is interested in the schmacks. Nobody. You know why? They've got it everywhere. They have got the latest variety everywhere. And nobody cares. It's not that bad. It's like a little head cold. They're not like, not like it was in the beginning. It's gradually petering itself out. I've said this before. We expected this. This was predicted. That eventually it's going to get, because you can only have it be very virulent or very spreading. You can have it be deadly or spreading, very deadly, very spreading. You can't have both, because if it's very deadly, it kills too many people before it spreads. If it spreads, it needs to be less virulent, because otherwise it wouldn't be able to spread. It's just that way. So you can't have it both ways. You can't have it very spreading and very deadly. It just will peter itself out and mutate itself out. And this is going to become, I checked, we're not going to get rid of this, but it'll become kind of like the common cold, and you just do a few things to keep it away, and it will. And anything basically that is anti-parasitical seems to work on it. So there you go. So Yeah. And so you want to keep yourself happy and healthy, go with the antiparasiticals. Sorry. That's just what's coming in. That's not me saying that. That's other people. Everything I hear that actually makes people feel better and works is antiparasitic. Right. So, by the way, silver will help you with parasites too. They don't like it either. So, yeah, the water is a concern because we have to watch out for our aquifers. Uh, I'm getting water is not just a minor thing either. I mean, a lot of things are getting tested in California, and they've had this drought and they've had lack of water for a long time, and that's what well, let's face it, somebody wants to be able to charge you for everything you need to live, every single thing you need to live. Water, air, everything that we should be getting for free, absolutely free. They want to make a profit on it. And so that includes air, that includes water, that includes um, land, that includes energy, everything. And air, they're doing this with we need air cleaners now just to live from the pollutants. So far, that's how they're doing air, but we don't know. They may have something else in store. It's not going to work though. No. Um, New laws, and Ken says new laws brought in by a bill my premier has got passed can't say anything bad about the government. No. So you can't say anything about the government, you'll be arrested. Oh my gosh. Awaiting charges for a YouTube video. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh boy. See, Gemini's friends have all had a lot of good results from Ivor. I'm going to call it Ivor. But you have to keep taking it. That's the only thing about it is you have to keep taking it for quite a while to make sure everything clears out. I haven't been able to get it. Yeah. My gosh, Ken. I got you. I got you. Stay strong, brother. I hope I will try to send some good vibe your way. That's all I can do right now. And well, and this is not to be mean and say I told you so, but I was trying to be so careful. And, you know, and people thought, well, why is she doing that? Well, it seems like some channels can get by with things and some can't. And you never know. And I don't know, I may be just a small enough channel, but then again, a lot of small channels have gotten deleted. It may just be the way I present things that have been saving this channel, because I present it in a little bit different way. And Ken, well, you're being gang stalked by your own government. Pretty soon you're going to have to go out and live like a bushman. And that doesn't even work because they're running at the bushman too. It isn't going to go on forever. This cannot go on forever. Okay, this card that fell out is ability to respond, responsibility. There's going to be a whole lot of issues surrounding responsibility and who's responsible for what and being responsible. And maybe that's why I feel the way I do about not promising anything I'm not 100% sure that I can do. Okay, is because you we're going to be right now. I have been getting this message: be as responsible as you can, be as honest as you can. There is something coming that's going to be it's going to be working on this basis, but that doesn't mean you have to be an idiot and say everything that's on the top of your mind. You can say things kind of undercover. That works. I mean, this is a game, right? This is a game. It doesn't really have anything to do with real life. Real life exists outside the matrix, and we're inside the matrix. So none of this has to do with real life, and that's really one of the ways I get around it. This show doesn't have anything to do with real life. It's just part of the game. Okay, so I'm telling you what's going on in the game. And that may be why I'm okay still, while I'm still around that night. Well, here's another big thing and this has come up several times. Our past, of course, is not what we think it is. Our history, some people say it's this percent a lie, that percent false, this percent. I say probably close to 100% of it is false. Very little of it, maybe 10% of all of what we're sold as history is actually real. And there are people who have found evidence of this. It's been like one person found some very old black and white footage of a streetcar, and you get to the end of the terminal, and the plaque on it says that it was established in, I believe it was 368, the year 368. No, not 1368. Either that or it was like 868, something like that. It was in the hundreds. It was like, wait a minute, that it was erected, right? And it was in the hundreds. It wasn't in the thousands of years. We know that 1,000 years has been added. Okay, people have uncovered this. They were trying to shine us on old coins and stuff that the I or the J was a 1. It's not. It's an I or a J, and it has something to do with year of our Lord, I think. Isis is what they called Jesus, the person they called Jesus, which Jesus we know was not his name. Or sometimes it's spelled with a J, but that was a letter, not a number, and it looks markedly different from the numbers. So we are actually probably, by that standard, we would be in the year or going into the year 1022. Now, wrap your head around that one. Yeah, you have our support, and just be careful. Oh, your Grand Masonic leader. Oh, geez. Yeah, be careful, Ken. Could be. Yep, so we're really in the year 1022. So if we ask questions about a year, and you know what, this was coming up when I was asking questions about time. Our time has been messed with in many ways, and this is just one. And Cowboy's kicking around one of my shells that I decorated, so he's having fun. So you may hear him in the background, but here's the thing. The last reset may not have been that long ago. And it may be getting ready, we already know that now other sources are saying it from a different point of view. It may be getting ready to happen again. And this is why everybody was so fanatical in the old days about knowing what the planets and the sun was doing, watching the sun and keeping track of the path of, why they were so into astronomy and astrology. Why? Because we have this event happen regularly. And you have to know, because you have to take cover, I guess. You have to know when it's going to happen. So, hey Sandra, how you doing? So basically, this is changes everything, and we already know time has been messed with. We are 1,000 years off of what we're supposed to be, and the Roman Catholic Church is the people who changed that, who added 1,000 years so that they could make up a whole apparently so they can make up a whole lot of history that really makes no sense when you think about it. That really is to cover up a whole bunch of things that, trying to give us a reason for all of this crazy stuff that really doesn't match with the facts we're finding out from people literally. And you sit and you wonder, how could I have missed this? But as a kid, I remember wondering, looking at these things. There's things around here like that. We have megalithic structures around here underneath our bridge. I'd look at that and I'd say, how did they make that? I wish I could get under there and show you. I can't do it anymore. But there used to be a path down there, and I was down there and I was looking. It gave me such an eerie feeling to be down there. It was so. It turned my guts really to be down there. It was like something happened horrible. I wonder what it would be like, if I would see some of these other megaliths. What the feeling would be. But yeah, it was like something really happened here, something horrible. I remember saying that, and that was like 35 years ago. It's like something really horrible happened here. But our bridge was built on top of these megalithic blocks, and then you could see where it changed, where the architecture changed. And then that was getting down, of course, down the way was the Ohio Edison. And that always looked way older to me. That always looked very, very old, and I'd go over it and I'd think to myself, that's very weird. And it gave me a weird feeling going near it. All of this old architecture gives me kind of a weird feeling. Like something happened here, something, and I just kind of wrote it off as well. It's a long time. A lot of bad things could have happened, but, anyway, I'm not going to go too much more into that. Yeah, there's an epidemic about every 100 years. Yeah. So, yeah, everybody loves us. Hi, so Jake, you old so and so, you. Hi. Oh, and I want to ask you folks, my dear sweet family, I am thinking of changing the name of the channel. And I think it needs to do, I keep getting told it needs to do with woo. Okay, because what do? I do deep woo. That's what I do. I know that is not a typically used term, but how would you feel if I changed it to the ocean's deep woo? Do you think that's a good idea or not? Please leave a comment or something. And please remember to like, please remember to after things come up again and you can do it, leave a comment on the channel. Remember to ring your bell so you get notifications, although I got it looks like people aren't getting notifications, and so it's still going to be catch as catch can, but letting them know that you want to see more of the show, and maybe it'll do something with the algorithms. Hopefully it will. And Deep Woo, yeah. So do you like Deep Woo? I guess Jake likes Deep Woo. Oops. Here's another one falling out. Great smoking mirror, huh? That's reflections. Everything's a reflection of something. Interesting. Okay, so you know how this goes, guys. Everybody gets 2 cards. You get one of these. This is the Sacred Path deck, and this is usually events in your life going on. And this is the Animal Medicine deck. And this has a lot to do usually with the people and relationships. So you get one of each. And who is first? Richard, I think, was one of the first people in, if he's still here. So, but whoever wants a 2-card reading, please step up, and I'm probably going to leave it to Pam is really good at keeping track of this stuff. So so much Jake. And Jake likes to play with words. He's kind of slanty. I'm kidding. Sometime you got to explain to me what that means. It looks like slain tea to me, but I know that's not right. Slain tea, or slanty. I don't know what that means. I should look it up sometimes. You knuckleheads won't tell me, will you? So bad. Okay, who am I reading for? Who wants a reading? Step right up and, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Otherwise, I'm going to start asking questions for the world at large. Yeah. Sláinte. Oh, it's Irish. Comic set before Tartarian times. A 2000 AD comic set before Tartarian times. Solange, Irish for cheers. Ah. Does anybody want a reading? Have I just got the cards out for no good reason? Okay, I'm telling you. Hi, Circle K. The first one of you who types, I want a reading, you go first. Go. Circle K wants one. Okay. Circle K gets one. Okay, Circle K. You know how this goes. Whoa, 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 what? Self-reliance, burden basket. Interesting. That's also about not taking on more than you can handle. Okay. You know how this goes, Circle K. but that one hopped right out, not taking on more than you can handle. Does that have anything to do with your situation? And not being forced to take on more than you can handle. The burden basket was a basket that was woven especially for elders, a grandmother, so that she didn't have to carry more than that. She was not required to carry more than what would fit in her burden basket, and that was considered fair. And there goes Cowboy playing with seashells again. So just go for it. Okay. Yeah. So if you hear tinkling, that is little kitty having a good time with the seashells that inevitably he knocks onto the floor and thinks that they're just the most fun ever. Okay, tell me when to stop. Okay, well, let's see what it says. I'm just gonna say stop now. Okay. I'm feeling it now. Wisdom and gratitude, and it looks like there's some kind of abundance coming to you. And it's deserved. I mean, the buffalo, it's something that comes on a regular basis, like a check or something, or some kind of abundance that comes in on a fairly regular basis. The buffaloes did come in regularly. It did come through regularly for a long time until they were all killed off, and it meant abundance. It meant, food for everybody. And so that's why it means, and it also means being a guardian of the North, the white buffalo in particular, is wisdom and gratitude. The light is shining on it funny here. Wisdom and gratitude. So this being the sacred path, this is like, I do believe, I think this is referring to, the holiday, the solstice that's coming. We've got a solstice coming. The North, when winter actually starts. Okay. Yeah, the 11 is a part of the message too. Yeah. Hi, Rose. How are you doing? Get in line for a reading, dear. Well, that's an interesting start, Crystal. I think this is going to be rather interesting one. Okay, if you have a feeling we're done shuffling, let me know. Otherwise, I'll just use my own discretion here. Almost. We're almost there. One more. That's it. Okay. Thanks. Okay, Crystal, I'd say there are secrets afloat. And yeah, you do have a lot going on. Because when links comes up, there are secrets. And it's funny because, okay, 18. It's very interesting. 1, 8. 18, which adds up to 9. And I feel like I got to tell you about the path of the sun that I was talking about earlier, that it looks like a figure 8. And you remember how eights, I don't know if you know this or remember, but eights used to always be drawn with the top part much thinner than the bottom part. And that's because that's the exact path of the sun. So the eight has to refer to the path of the sun. They call it the cosmic limnoscati in some decks. In my Rider-Waite deck. And they say it means as above, so below. So that's interesting. You have a 1 and an 8. But anyway, the lynx is a knower of secrets, not necessarily a keeper, just a knower. And they're very playful. And the interesting thing about lynx is you expect them to roar like a wild cat, like you would expect a lion or a cheetah or something, whatever. But they mew like a kitten, like a cat. I saw one making its noises, and it's like, it sounds like a house cat, you know? And the lynx gives you a little different look. It kind of doesn't look you directly on, it kind of looks at you sort of upwards, like, it's keeping something to itself. And it's kind of interesting. Yeah, lots of changes. Yeah. The path of the sun. So there are lots of secrets going on for you. Not okay. This is a very positive card, though. But this indicates you got to pay attention. Something is not up front. Something is hidden. Something is not being said or talked about that needs to be talked about. And that's the warning that comes with this, but it also could mean that you know some secrets, but somebody around you knows some secrets that are pertinent to your questions, pertinent to your situation right now. And those two are very interesting. Look at this, the numerology here. Got an 18 and an 11. I'd say these are some pretty interesting things going on in your life, and I'm going to leave that message with you. And so it's up to you to come up with what these secrets are, but I feel like what I'm getting is, yeah, you will be finding out that, yeah, secrets have been afloat for a while. And I'm hearing you're going to be amazed when you find out what's actually been going on right out in front of everybody, too. Although they're not showing me what it is. It's like you're going to be amazed when you find this out. Wow. So, yep. Well, if you've been sensing them, you are correct. So, next we've got who? Who's going next? Ken is next? Okay. Yeah, Ken needs... We may need to pull more than just 2 cards for him. Might need more for Crystal, too. Actually, we might revisit Crystal, and we might revisit Circle K. Y'all may need more than just 2 cards tonight. It depends on how many people come in wanting a reading. So, on whether Mama D can handle that. Okay, Ken, this is about Ken's situation. What advice can we give kin? What can we say about kin's situation? And I feel like here we are. Okay. Nurturing. Yes, well, you need some nurturing. This, of course, is a symbol that you would recognize as a symbol of the Red Cross and it does mean nurturing healing. It is about nurturing and healing. And apparently you do that, but obviously some of your issues surround the issue of healing. And it's saying that is available to you. You will not be left in the lurch, so to speak. If you have whatever belief system you do have, I still believe I have a lot of allies. I still believe I have a lot of helpers. But 13, what an interesting number, huh? Remember, don't be triskaidekaphobic. 13 is not necessarily unlucky, although it is in some people's minds. Nurturing. So there are greater powers that be that are watching over your case. No matter what it looks like, you are going to be receiving some some assistance. Okay. Let me see what the animal is. And if they made the laws after you did whatever you did, they say you did, remember, the laws weren't in effect yet. So there you go. Okay, they can't hold you liable for something that's not into effect yet. Just as a for instance, but there is going to be help for you available. And the animal is here. Okay. Turtle. Things proceed slowly and steadily. Mother Earth herself is watching what's going on with you. The turtle actually exists in two worlds, the land and the water. And so you're kind of going to be vacillating between two worlds, having to exist in two worlds for a while. And this is emotional and also solidity, which has to do a lot of times with your financial status and has to do with your home. And the turtle carries its home on its back. And that just came to me. Well, I'm not sure, but it almost looks like you might be changing locations again or traveling or maybe become nomadic. Maybe you should get yourself a camper and just keep moving, Ken. I don't know. And this is number 10. So things have come full circle. Yeah, coral adds up to 4. And the thing about 4 for me, 4 is a foundation. Because usually when you're putting up a house or anything, you start with the foundation, you start with the 4 corners. You know, it's like 2 is the partnership, 3 is business, 4 is usually associated with some kind of a foundation for something else, building a foundation. So the foundation of something. 10 is the start of a new cycle. So you're starting a new cycle, and actually we all are. Yeah. Gosh, I forgot you do have a camper. The turtle has something to do about your. I'm sorry, folks. Gonna pull another card for him because he's got a dire situation here. Ken, you know what? This is good. This says you're going to advance somehow. There's actually going to be a change that benefits you. And you're going to be honored for something you did. Honored or promoted. War bonnet. Advanced. So somehow, somewhere, you're going to actually advance because of everything that's going on right now, no matter how it looks. There's some kind of an honor here, maybe just among your friends. I don't know, but I don't think so. I think something else is going on. It's interesting. I'm sure people respect you for speaking your mind and keep speaking your mind in the face of everything, but this is also usually something that you get because you've weathered a lot of battles. Every one of the feathers was something they did, you see. It's kind of like merit badges, only in a bigger way. So, yeah, but coming to the States before we change our stuff isn't going to do them very much good, only a little bit. But it looks like you're going to be, yeah, in some way, you're going to be moving. You're not going to be. And Dragonfly says, remember who you are. You're not a little bug. You're actually a mighty dragon. Remember who you are. You're not powerless. Some would say you're raw consciousness. And look at this. War bonnet is 26. That's 8 again. And 27, which is 9. And Dragonfly is remembering your power, that you do have power, that you may not be using. It's like you feel like you're just a human here. Remember, you're divine. We all have to remember our divinity to get through this. Okay? We've got to, because that's how we get through. This is what's the whole point anyways, remembering our divinity. Yes, we do have a say about what reality should be like. raising our vibration and standing in our power. And I'm not just parroting that, and I'm not just saying that because it's a new agey thing to say. I'm saying it because we've all got to do it. We've been taught to be afraid, be very afraid. We've been gaslighted. We've been trained to be afraid always. But I'm fighting with it myself. I have existential things coming up. Two, for me, don't know how I'm going to pay the rent. Don't know how I'm going to pay my utilities. They're way high up above what I've got the money for right now. I'm thinking going back into selling stuff because that's pretty much the only option. My guides are saying you need to do that anyway. So yeah, I'm going to set something up probably on Facebook and start selling things again. Because that's what I got to do, I guess. It also clears things out for new stuff to come. So I hope that helps you, Ken. I think you're going to have to, I have a feeling you're going to be moving your maybe taking your camper with you. That doesn't mean you have to leave her, your granddaughter. You don't have to leave her behind. You might just have to shift where you are a little bit so that you're out of somebody's jurisdiction. It may be a case of jurisdiction. I had to change my location. Now, we all had to do that. I mean, a lot of us had to change our location, physical location. It's like somehow when I move here across that big highway, stuff changed, rules changed, the governing stuff changed. It's almost like this is under a little different jurisdiction than where I was in town. You may not have to move very far, or it may be some other kind of shift with your camper. That doesn't mean you have to leave her behind. Okay. Yeah, it may be in a little bit more rural area where they're not as strict. Maybe they won't be after you so much. Yeah. So, yeah, Denmark, oh, Australia. Too bad about Denmark. Denmark was a nice country, and I kind of wanted to, I was kind of thinking of moving there, and now I'm glad I didn't. Okay, Jake is after Ken. Okay. Food is getting expensive, Barry. Food is getting expensive here. I found out that one of the roasts that I have this great big, it comes about as long as your forearm, about as big as a forearm, piece of beef, boneless beef roast. And I take it and cut it up into several roasts. I cut it up into 2 roasts on each end and then a bunch of little steaks in between. And that's usually how I used to like to buy my meat. And I used to be able to get it for maybe anywhere between $4 bucks to $6 a pound. Now it's $16.99 a pound. So I have a roast. Don't tell anybody. For Pete's sakes, I don't want people knocking over my refrigerator. But this darn roast is now worth $150. I'm like, what? I have $150 piece of meat in my freezer? How does that happen? Inflation, that's how it happened. Oh my gosh. Well, see, the thing about it is they last almost forever. They're in a vacuum pack, they're boneless. So you get a lot of value. Plus, you can make it in almost anything. It's pure meat. And because it's vacuum packed, it never gets freezer burned. So you can literally stash it in your ice box forever for years and years and years. And nothing happens to it. It'll be fine. So, to me, I'm like, holy cow. But that's a big shift. That's like, it's gone up like 300% or something. I'm like, whoa, um, crazy. Yeah, you can try it in the States. True. Mama D moccasins. You know what? This is funny, Barry. When I was younger, my dad took us up to Canada all the time, and I would always buy a pair of moccasins, and I wore those to school. And I was teased about them, but I had to wear moccasins. I had to have moccasins. I didn't like shoes. I wanted moccasins. I didn't like regular shoes. Yeah, we're about to have, fair warning, people, looks like we're about to have hyperinflation. Uh, and hyperinflation is not good. Yeah. So watch for hyperinflation. Get your stuff stashed away. It's coming. Uh, we knew it was coming though. We've been getting warned. Okay. I do have some good news. Please stay till the end of the show. I'm kind of waiting until everybody makes it in, although I don't know that everybody's going to. But we do have some kind of good news. Oh wait, news, please. Well, yeah, Barry. I kind of think, gosh, is it even safe to have this in my? Well, you guys aren't going to come and get me, but I'm not going to tell anybody around here. I got a $150 piece of meat. No, I ain't going to say anything. Makes me feel lucky that I got it when I did, though. You know. So, well, would Jake please step up? And I'm about to do a reading for you, Jake. I'm about to do a reading for Jake if he's here, still here, or did he wander off? Is he lurking? Are you lurking, Jake? I think we lost Jake somehow. Okay, well, we're going to go on. Jake will be after the next person then. Who's next? Barry, Pam, Circle K? Who wants to jump in now? We'll do your reading, or we'll talk a little bit while we're seeing if Jake makes it back. Okay, Barry. Let's see, Barry. This is for, whoa, something just fell right out. Giveaway ceremony. Releasing of something. I'm going to give you that as a little extra card, okay? The giveaway ceremony is about releasing things. And in a giveaway ceremony, you would give away things that you practicing the giveaway was a kind of a lesson in sharing. It was most natives understand giveaway ceremony, but what it means in your life is there's something that you need to give away. There's something you need to give to somebody else, give away. Something that you are done with in this case. So interesting. Love to you too, Crystal. I understand. I would have done you next if you'd wanted it, but you know that you can call on me anytime if you need some information. Take care. It means there's something you got to give away, Barry. Something you be needing to give away. Something you've been holding on to that you need to get that you need to release. Whether that is um, whether that is money, whether that is an object, whether that is an attitude, you'll have to decide. But that's just a little extra bonus card, okay? Something has to be given up. And your card is, we're almost there. I don't feel we've quite got it yet. Hang on. There it is. Barry, you've got a victory coming. Well, you've got a score on somebody. It's like counting coup. You know what that is. You gonna whoop and say, aha, I got it. I gotcha. You score a victory. Okay, take care, sweetie. Oh yeah, Tartarian stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna want to see that too. Audio didactic. Yeah, okay. I'll want to see it too. I'm into the Tartarian stuff. I don't think Tartaria was that long ago, folks. I think it was a lot closer than they make it sound. This wasn't thousands of years ago. They had black and white pictures of giants, okay? Not the really huge ones, but people who are 9 foot, 7, 8, 9 feet tall, 10 feet tall. They have pictures of them, black and white pictures next to regular sized people. So I call bullshit on that there are no such things as giants. Okay? So anyway, you've got a victory coming, Barry. Maybe it has something to do with what you need to give away, what you're giving away. But it's going to be something you're gonna be very happy about, and you'll feel you have won something like, ooh. And now here's your animal card. Fox. The interesting thing about fox is they're tricky little animals. Um, very playful. But I'm getting be clever. You're going to need to outfox. And when you do outfox someone or something, that's when you come to this victory. I'm sure you understand the meaning of outfox. That's right. Hmm. Sure. No problem. Circle K. I wouldn't mind that either. Tartarian truthers, yeah. I watch Tartarian stuff. You know what? You can leave links and stuff. Your mods. You have seen foxes outside of town, Barry? Well, that's a messenger for you. So if you know anything about the ways of foxes, you might want to look it up. See what the fox has to say to you. You might want to ask yourself, what is a fox trying to tell me? Look at that. Did you see that card just glow just now? When I said, yeah, did you see that? Was that just me? That card just lit up. It just freaking lit up, Barry. The fox people want to talk to you. The foxes want to talk to you. They got something to teach you about how to win. For me, for my eyes, that card just turned bright glowing white for a minute and then just went back to being that card. Yes, a fox can outwit their enemies. They're clever. You need to talk to the foxes and you need to listen, Barry. They want to help you. Wow, that's really cool. Yeah, that card just lit up in my eyes. It just this is intense. This is intense, Barry. Don't ignore this. Okay. Yes, foxes can outwit their enemies. They use sneaky tactics to outwit their enemies. That's a very positive reading. Wow, Barry. And you have seen them, so they want to talk to you. Hmm. Who's next? Oh, yes, Circle K. Circle K, are you still here? Bring in Winter, your dog. You mean you're worried about foxes and Winter, your dog? Maybe you should. Whatever that means to you, Barry. Circle K, are you still here? No, as you say that, I think about my own little boy, how I'd feel if he was outside in these days. Well, spoiling a beloved pet is kind of one of those things you kind of expect. She just wants to play. She just wants to play, Barry, when she grabs your glove and runs away with it. It's like, show her some, it's like, give me some attention, Daddy. I want to play. Oopsie. Okay, and we're going to do Pam. And two people who said they were going to be here aren't showing up, and I think they probably fell asleep just like I did. I bet she is. Yeah, I think they probably fell asleep because I did. And that was Tanya and Jim. What? North Shield again, wisdom and gratitude. Okay, and I explained the North Shield once already. That's a little added additional one for Pam. Okay. So your card is coming up. And let's see. Oh, we're getting there. Is that it? Is that it? Okay. Medicine wheel. This can denote seasons or it can actually denote actual traveling. But what I'm hearing is something has had its season. Now it's time to change seasons. Now, does this have to do with a seasonal change? Or does this have to do with a season as in an era of your life? Or maybe both. Maybe they kind of coincide. Maybe the solstice kind of coincides with a change for you in your life. This card is a medicine wheel. Cycles, movement, change. The medicine wheel represents the world. And number 7 is the end of a cycle. Is the end of one cycle. There are end of a cycle cards, and number 7 is one of them. About a week. Things are going to be moving. And it's true because we do have the solstice, a cycle change. That's going to bring changes for you too. So the solstice is going to bring you changes. That's what I'm hearing. Going to bring big changes for you. You're at the end of a cycle. You're getting ready for something different to start. A different time of life, a different something. Your card is here. And the horse is power and the power to get places. And it's also direction. And I'm hearing, what's your direction now to be? What is your direction now? What direction do you want to go now? What direction do you want to go now? You have the power to do it. Horse is also about power, power to move, power to make changes happen, power to go in the direction you want. Freedom. It's also freedom. This can mean you're going to be traveling too. A lot of times this comes up when you're going to be traveling. So, yeah, I'm hearing, what do you want to do? What direction do you want to go now? You're going to be asking yourself that, and the universe is going to be asking you that. Where do you really want to go now? And which way do you want to go there? It's almost like an invitation. So I would expect to start to hear about this right around the solstice. I hope to be able to be on at the solstice for a good old-fashioned celebration of some kind. I can't make promises right now about anything because of the way things have been happening for me, but I'm going to try to plan a solstice celebration. Mm-hmm. Pam, it's like, for you, I'm seeing a mountain. And it seems like you're pretty far up that mountain. Like something that's been a mountain, whatever that symbolizes to you. You're pretty far up that mountain. And it's up to you which way to go now. And any way you go, it's going to be okay. Whatever you decide to do, it's going to be okay. Huh, interesting, huh? Oh. I hope you understand this. I try not to give too many personal details on the stream, but it looks like that's what I see. I see a mountain. I see you pretty far up the mountain. And now it's up to you what you want to do. You could stay at that level, you could go farther up, you could go somewhere else entirely. You could go around the mountain and end up somewhere else, anywhere you want to go. It's up to you. So, yeah, interesting. And horse, yeah, it can, this almost I'm saying you get to try. Yeah, I'm still thinking you're going to be traveling. It's going to be very empowering. Yes, it is interesting. I don't know what it is, though. They're not showing me where. So this is not just cycles. This is also getting ready to travel somewhere, visit something, maybe. I don't know what the mountain means to you, but you may not realize that you may have accomplished more than you thought you did. I'm kind of getting it means you've accomplished more than you thought. You've gotten further up the mountain. You've scaled this mountain more than you thought you have. So you've come farther than you think. I think that's what it's saying. Yep, that sounds right. Richard, did you want a reading? Because you were one of the first in. Circle K wanted me to pick another card for her while you're deciding if you want a reading, Richard. And Circle K, I really don't mind that. There aren't that many people tonight, so, and I'm not feeling tired. In fact, after I get this uncontrollably sleepy spell and go to sleep, I wake up very rested, but usually I wake up too late to do anything. You know, it's like it's very late. So either I'd have to come on with the show very late, or like, 1 in the morning sometimes. I don't wake up until like 1 in the morning. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? You know, this is not, I don't know. I guess maybe the Aussies need to hear me or something. But, or maybe, I don't know what. You know what? Coffee doesn't even do a thing. Coffee does nothing. I can drink coffee and just nod right off the next moment. I've tried coffee. North Shield again. I keep thinking something's big's going to have start this solstice. This solstice, something big is going to happen. It's going to kick off something. Yeah, I still fall asleep. Extra strong coffee does absolutely nothing to stop this at all. It's just like all of a sudden I feel it coming on. It's like a all of a sudden sort of thing. I'm sitting there. It's like, oh no. I feel my eyes closing. I feel my mind drifting. I feel my body wanting to lay down and get horizontal. And if I disobey that, like if I'm sitting on the couch and I don't go into my bed to lie down, I'll fall asleep right on the couch. I'll fall asleep sitting up. It's almost like narcolepsy. And I'll try to hang on sometimes, but it's almost like painful. Yeah, I still fall asleep. Barry! Reaches out and hits you with a CSI back of the head slap. Ah, you silly, silly boy. It's okay. I've been hearing something is about to happen around Christmas too. We've got a lot going on right now. We've got the Ghislaine. I mean, Ghislaine. Her name is supposed to be like pronounced more like Ghislaine. I call her Ghislaine. It's what her name looks like. I'm not very kind to her. I'm really unkind to that woman. No, she was pretty unkind. Um, her trial. And is it any wonder that a lot of heads are rolling? A lot of heads of a lot of CEOs. I hear a lot of CEOs are resigning and disappearing of some of these major companies. They don't want to be around for when the shoe drops, right? Yeah. When Jizz drops a dime on them, I mean, yeah, we'll call her yeah, yeah. Wasn't there a Klingon? Yeah, the Klingon wormy food was gah. Sounds like a Klingon food. Yeah, killing. A little Frenchy fried humor. Um, Barry says 2021 was weird. 2022, hold my beer. I think that says it. Uh, 2022 will be so wild. I told you this year is going to be a wild ride. I told you. I said, you might as well just strap on your surfboard, strap yourself in onto your surfboard and just surf it as well as you can because it's going to be wild. Yes, it is. It's going to be very wild. You thought this year was, there's this kid on, he does shorts on, I think it originally is on TikTok and then it comes on to YouTube. But he goes, he has this feature called 2021 just got even crazier. And he's done this every week and sometimes more than once a week. He hasn't run out of material. He's always got another 2021 just got even crazier set. He mentions about 5 things on each one of these 4 or 5 things. He hasn't run out of material. 2021 has given him like tons of material. So yeah, it's like his fortune is made, right? He's got no problem finding material. Now, what's the next one going to be? 2022 just got even more bizarre, you know? Yeah. I mean, it's going to be to the point where people's heads are going to spin. I'm running out of battery, and I want to tell you this before I get cut off. And Circle K, if you don't have my phone, do you have my phone number, Circle K? If you don't have my phone number, please come into MeWe.com. I will give you my phone number. And if you need me, you can just call me, okay? If you need more clarification or something, because my phone's about to die. Well, not die, it's just going to lose its battery and fall asleep. Okay, I want to tell you this. There has been some news from Barbara Stone. She has been around in the metaphysical circles for a very long time. And I know I'm going to talk more about this probably more on the next show because I'm going to investigate it a little bit. But it looks like there has been a time limit imposed on how much longer the dark forces can be here before they get pretty much ushered into a portal in Antarctica, never to be seen here again. They're about to be banished from Earth. It's going to be about 5 months. Why 5 months, they say? 5 months so that they can undo the dark spells and some of the stuff. If they left right now, it would cause a lot of hardship. They are forcing them to undo the stuff they have done. Now, if this is true, we should see a lot of things change drastically in our favor in the next 5 months. And that's only next spring. So, guys, we might be on the verge of a real happy celebration. We'll see. But if this is true, I have a feeling things are going to go quite differently next year. And we're probably going to have a whole new way of governing this country, even, is what I'm seeing. And to those of you who, the dark forces, the people who have been running the place wrong, people who have been doing the inverted matrix, and we'll talk more about the inverted matrix on another show. I've got to go. I love you. Remember, the truth is out there. Just keep your eyes open. It's right in front of you, usually hidden in plain sight. Truth is in here. It's in you too. The truth is where you find it. It could be anywhere. Just open up your awareness. And remember always, you are divine. You are not helpless. We are not helpless, especially when we stand together and have a common intent. We are not helpless. We are divine. You are a little hunk of God, okay? So don't forget, this is ocean making waves. Time for you to make some of your own too. You too, Karen. Y'all, I love you. See you next time. I'll try and make it a little sooner this time. Bye bye.